Prince Andrew's in a bit of trouble. Again, this is rolling and rolling and rolling. So his security that was removed when he lost all his royal roles in disgrace because of Epstein and Virginia Giuffre, the King stepped in and said, well, you need a bit of security, I'll pay for it, here's an annual allowance. While you're living at Royal Lodge, I'll look after you. That security paid for by the King is going to leave in October. What does this mean for Andrew?
Well, I think he'll have to leave Royal Lodge. Bottom line is it needs a lot of static security. It's not a lodge, it's a palace. You know, it's too big for him and Fergie to live in. His argument is that he would have spent a lot of money on renovations and he's got a long contract signed off by the Queen for him to stay there. But the reality is he can't really afford it. He's not, you know, and also long term, what is the point? What's he trying to achieve? I don't really understand. The King, you know, is now the King. He's got his son, William, is the next in line. Andrew's now further away from any realisation. He's not a working royal anymore, and I think he's probably got to realise that he can't really go around saying I'm the Queen Elizabeth's second son, I'm very important. He's not that important anymore, and I think that if the King is going to be generous enough to offer him somewhere else to live, much subsidised rent or even free, then he should take it.
I may be devil's advocate here, but why does Andrew's just sitting in this house? All right, as unpalatable as it looks, it's a massive house that other things could be used for this property.
And he's not a working royal. They could rent that. I mean,
why does he want him out? Why does the
number
King
one
want
there is that, you know, remember the old Prince of Wales, the Duke of Windsor, used to, before he left the royal family, had a residence, didn't he? And that was then rented out to, I think it was the people that owned Fortnum & Masons, the Gaynor Weston family.
Just Fort Belvedere, yeah.
So there is a chance that you could rent of Royal Lodge out to some billionaire, and it would then generate a lot of money for the royal family and for the Crown Estate. Now, I think the King's looking at this, and it's a bad look. The press won't leave this story alone. It's one that keeps coming back, I think mainly because his people are briefing on it. But the reality is he doesn't want to really leave, but there's going to be a point where he's exposed. And I think that financially, it's probably best for him to sort of just disappear. I think that he's seen around Windsor a lot. There are a lot of paparazzis around there. They're always taking photographs of him out riding on his horse or whatever he's doing. And the story, you know, let's not get away from the fact that the Epstein story is, in terms of public relations, an absolute disaster for the King and the royal family, because it's just one of the worst things you can have. That's why he's no longer a working royal. Yet he doesn't seem to get it. And I think the King would just like him to sort of, you know, go to Scotland maybe and play golf.
Well, you say go to Scotland. He's gone up to Scotland. No doubt he'll be having chats with the King up in Balmoral on the summer break. But where could Andrew go? We did a story 18 months ago, 2 years ago, saying that he was offered Frogmore. I don't think Prince William would really want him at Frogmore Cottage, because that's very close to Adelaide Cottage. What would you do with a problem like Andrew? Where'd you put him?
Well, you know, he's a millionaire. He's got Aston Martins, he's got horses, he's got all these, you know, and he's brought disgrace upon the royal family. I think really it's for him to realise that it's probably time, you know, he's now retireable age, to just maybe go to Scotland and just disappear out of the scene, because he's not wanted. You know, you've still got the Duke of Kent and the Duke of Gloucester working for the Crown. He's not wanted, and he doesn't seem to have got the message.
Yeah. Well, I think this is going to roll and roll. I think we don't know the implications of what's going to happen now. The King is not funding the security, but we need to keep an eye on it, because
the thing is, Andrew's argument will always be that he's not been proven that he's done anything wrong. But if that's the case, you know, why hasn't he carried on as a working royal? You know, because in terms of PR, it looks bad, and in terms of PR, him having this huge palace in the shadow of Windsor Castle, it's not a good look.
No. Okay. Right. We're nearly at the end, Rob. So we need to do our quick-fire questions. Okay. This is the fun bit. We can be serious, however you listen to the questions. Right. What country would you send Harry and Meghan to for a tour?
fun. That's a very good. Where would I send them? Argentina. That'd be fun. That'd be fun for them. Yeah.
Well, she was in Argentina for a while, wasn't she?
Yeah. That maybe come true. That you never know.
Yeah. I was thinking Sussex.
I don't think that would work. I don't think that would go down too well with the good people of Sussex.
I think they went there. I think they've been there once, briefly. I think for sure.
I just wish they'd drop the titles and say we're not royal, and just we're Americans now. But we'll have to see, because of course Donald Trump may say to Harry or Meghan, or Harry, you might have to, if he gets him to become president, he may say he's going to decamp somewhere else.
Yeah, Sussex. What has been your favourite royal tour, and why?
Well, tour, I always love going to Australia. I love to go in there actually with all the royals actually. But my favourite thing I ever did was go with the Duchess of York, as she was, up the Himalayas. We went to Nepal, and then we went to a place called Namche Bazaar, where, believe it or not, we managed to climb as high as that. It's the highest city in the world. It's called a city, but it's just a tiny gathering of dwellings. Took us 4 or 5 days to trek there. It was in the early 90s, mid-90s. Yeah, it was amazing. We had to carry our own sat phones with a group of people, and it was just something out of like an adventure. So in terms of, it wasn't really a tour, but it was a royal gig, and it was amazing.
Excellent. And what's your least favourite royal tour?
No, I've enjoyed most of them. I mean, I didn't enjoy the one to South Africa. I thought, although
this was the Sussex tour recently.
I didn't enjoy that. I thought that was really quite problematic. Everyone was getting upset, but tours are tours. I mean, I remember going to Thailand, and that was quite fun with the Queen in the 90s. But I mean, I like royal tours. Royal tours are quite fun, but I mean, I've not really had a bad one, I don't think.
Oh, okay, all right. Yet. You haven't had a bad one yet. Yeah. Who should move into Royal Lodge?
Well, if they want it, maybe someone like the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, because they're going to carry on in a royal working royal, and they can then probably let Bagshot park out to somebody else. And I think they're going to have a role going forward, even when Prince William is king. So maybe them.
And that would put them closer to the seat of power at Windsor. What about...
I think that William doesn't need to, because you see, he's got Admiral Hall, he's got Adelaide College, and he could probably take over and Kensington Palace. He could probably, if needs be, take over a wing of Windsor if he needs to.
Yeah, I'm told consistently when I ask that William and Catherine have no interest in Royal Lodge. But Beatrice or Eugenie, maybe they could come in and do some actual work.
Again, I think they need to be a royal that's working. And they're not going to be included in that game. I know a lot of people would like them to. They're lovely girls, but I think it's not going to be the situation. I personally think that the Edinburghs will have a role going forward, so maybe they should be able to do that, and it would make it, then if there's any public money spent on it, it's more understandable.
He's Ranger of the Great Park, of course.
He's done a very good job in supporting the king, and I think he's been excellent, really.
Good. Finally, look, it's summer holiday time for everybody. So, which member of the royal family would you most want to go on holiday with?
The problem is, would they want to go on holiday with me? And would I most like to go on holiday? I wouldn't mind going on holiday with the king to Romania and having a wander around there and listen to his philosophies and listen to his... he's a very humorous guy. I think he would be good fun.
That's actually really good. I'd like to go to Romania because it looks gorgeous, but he likes to go walking in the hills, doesn't he, on the mountains?
Maybe I would just maybe I'd just cook the tea or something.
You can meet him in the cafe.
No, but I mean, Romania, I've been to Romania with the king, and he's a different man when he goes there. He absolutely loves the place, and he's got the properties there that are rentable. I mean, if anyone wants to rent them out. And he's just very relaxed, and he loves the people, he loves the food, he loves the organic way of life. I know he goes there quite regularly, he did, and one of his holiday companions was Earl Snowdon, his cousin, and he really enjoys it when he's there. So I think that would be quite fun.